Yo-ho and a bottle of rum.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Gin and Jim podcast. I am your host, Jelly Legs Jimbo, and with me today, I have a very special guest, Captain of the, what was your ship named again?
Hope.
Yeah, so Captain of the Hope, I have Captain Mitch Bloodsmear. How you doing?
What's up, dude?
You've been going out for treasures.
Yar.
What do they do? Swashbuckling.
Booty.
Going after some booty. Drinking a lot of rum, I hope.
You know
Getting
the
your
deal.
daily ration of grog, obviously. No question there. Captain Mitch, I don't know if you've ever heard this particular shanty before, but we like to review a rum drink on this show.
Shanty, that's a song.
But the podcasts haven't been invented yet. So today we're actually showing off a new rum. We're going with the Kraken Black Spiced Rum because after all, we are pirates.
Well,
new
new to the podcast.
New to the podcast shanty. So before we get into the drink, we're actually going to give this rum a sample.
Cough medicine.
I like this rum a lot. Some people say like, oh, it's not the best. Like it doesn't need to be the best, but I really like it because it's not because it's a black rum. That's not super common.
We can get into that later if you'd like.
Yeah, no, we will. So today's cocktail is, let me bring it out. I actually got it from a book.
Take a look inside a book.
So this recipe comes from the book And a Bottle of Rum, which I'm going to talk about later in this episode. But it says here, Pirate's Cocktail is the name, a simple, elegant rum Manhattan from the Esquire drink book.
It is a very simple drink.
Yes, very. So let's give it a taste here. Did you throw in that dash of bitters?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I like it. It's very rum forward, and we're going to get into why. Brandon's struggling today, but he's not been feeling well lately.
I am under the weather. Better than under the ship.
Yeah. Are you okay? Are you not feeling the boozy drinks today? I can drink yours if you need me to.
I'll drink it, but we'll only have one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's fine. Well, and the reason we're only going to have one, everybody, is this recipe is 3 ounces of dark rum. We went with black. 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, and a dash of Angostura bitters. So it is a triple.
Yeah, it's a triple.
It's like a 3.5. So anyway, if at any point you can't do yours, let me know.
Well, as the pirate that I am, I will drink my cough medicine
Of
here.
course, yes.
I am actually kind of glad we did go with like this darker rum.
Mm-hmm.
I think it works well with this.
Excuse me, I don't know the entire history of black rum, which I am planning on getting into the difference between spiced rum and a black rum.
My history with black rum, if you like.
Perfect. But yeah, I've been reading this book and a bottle of rum, and it just has a whole bunch of recipes in the back of the book. And we haven't done a rum in a while. And like I said, I want to do a Captain Morgan episode, but I haven't gotten all my research together.
Sure.
That's why I'm actually reading this book, which is fascinating.
I'll take that after you. So I'll take that after.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's called And a Bottle of Rum, A History of the World, of the New World in 10 Cocktails. We'll talk about it in a bit. But anyway, so Brandon, this drink, what are we thinking? How are we feeling?
Well, like I said, I'm glad we went with this style of rum for this drink. I think it meshes well with the sweet vermouth.
Yeah, well, exactly. I think it tastes like the rum,
Yeah.
obviously. But the sweet vermouth just kind of
Cuts it
rounds out those sharper edges that comes
Yeah.
with the alcohol.
Yeah. It's a fine gemstone as opposed to an uncut gem.
Yeah, so, and we kind of talked about this in previous episodes, but like what cocktails kind of are good for each alcohol. I think this would be a good cocktail to kind of showcase your rum by like letting the rum speak for itself but smooth it out a little bit.
Sure.
But I mean, obviously the rum is going to speak for itself in a 3 ounce of rum drink.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I like it, but it's nothing special. It's just rum.
Hey,
So I'm going to give
can't
it,
go wrong.
I'll go 5.5 out of 10 blue agaves. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not something that I'm like, holy shit.
I'm going to go 74 black pirate flags.
74 black pirate flags. Oh, and also, this drink and today's episode is actually brought to you by my dad. I got my birthday card in the mail, and the $50 he gave me paid for today's booze.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dad.
Yeah.
Mountain Man.
Mm-hmm. I subtly dropped birthday card, and I haven't heard a happy birthday.
When's your birthday?
Today.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Fucking dick. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, it's not in my calendar.
No,
if
it's
I
okay.
don't get a Facebook alert,
No, it's okay. It's
sorry
okay.
about
I don't
you,
mind.
bro.
It was just funny that I'm like, oh yeah, it's my birthday card, and you're like, shout out to Dad. Okay,
Hey,
thanks.
I don't know how early he sends his cards.
No, I know. I was expecting you to be like, oh, when is it? And I'd be like, today. And you'd be like, oh my God, dude, here's your present. But no, I see how it is.
My presence is your present.
Yeah, it is. It's been hard locking Brandon down this past little bit.
I've literally been out of commission for like a week and a half straight.
I know, dude. I'll be like, hey, man, how you feeling? He's like, I'm feeling good. I was only hospitalized for 3 days. Oh, I had to have my body removed and put into a new one. Oh, I had to drink a gallon of cough syrup. I'm like, geez, my man's falling apart over here. So
Yeah,
he's been really struggling.
Got out of the hospital yesterday.
Well, I mean, this drink is healthy, Brandon, so I think it's going to help perk you up.
I hope so.
Well, back in the day, back when they were like first settled America, the water was like so filthy and disgusting you'd get sick from drinking water, so you had to drink whiskey all day. So that's what this is. It's getting that nasty St. Louis water out of your system and replacing it with the good stuff.
We actually have good water around here, but
well, yeah, we do. I like it.
Where did we go wrong? Why did we have to clean our water up?
I know. I'd love to have whiskey all day, but
Good excuse to have whiskey all day.
yeah. But anyway, Brandon, since I've seen you last, I've actually just been pouring through books. I finished Marcus Aurelius Meditations.
Yeah.
My reread of that. I finished my reread of Ryan Holiday's The Obstacle is the Way.
Mm.
I read The Stranger by Albert Camus. I don't agree with it, but I'm getting into absurdist philosophy, like just learning about it. It's not my thing, but it's like there's no higher purpose and everything is just chaos, and the fact that we even are alive is crazy and nothing matters and it's all fucking wild, right?
Interesting.
And then I also read the Cosmic Ghost Rider storyline. Are you into comics at all?
No.
So
as close as I get is anime.
Yeah, weeaboo. So Frank Castle, the Punisher?
Yeah.
Did you watch the Netflix show Punisher?
No.
Oh. Well, so anyway, there's a comic storyline where he becomes the Ghost Rider because like Thanos like kills him, and like with his dying breath, he's like, "I'd do anything to get back at that bastard." And then Mephisto, who is like Marvel's devil kind of thing, he's like, "Oh, you'll do anything? How about you give me your soul and I'll make you the Ghost Rider and you can like punish him." And he's like, "Yeah, cool." And then Thanos leaves, and then Ghost Rider's stuck on Earth, unable to do it. And then Galactus comes, and he's like, "Hey, Galactus, you want to kill Thanos? I want to kill Thanos. How about you give me those cosmic powers?" And so he's this like space dude, Ghost Rider, flaming skull, and he like goes back in time and like is gonna kill baby Thanos. But then he's like, "Well, I can't kill him because he's a baby, he hasn't done anything wrong yet." And that's my whole like, I'm the Ghost Rider, I only punish those who have sinned thing.
Yeah.
And so then he decides he's gonna raise Thanos, but then it ends up like infinitely worse. And then people from the future come back to kill him, so he can't raise baby Thanos because him raising Thanos is so bad that people from the future are like, "No, we need it back where he just kills everybody instead of what you've done." But it's funny, I ended up buying that because last week we talked about Guardians of the Galaxy. And I was like, damn, this is good. I want to go and get a Guardians of the Galaxy like comic collection and just read like some of their storylines. And they didn't have any, so I bought Cosmic Ghost Rider because I love Ghost Rider.
Sure.
But I'm a Johnny Blaze guy. But
Nick Cage.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to read like the King of Hell storyline if I'm gonna do Ghost Rider. But I saw that, I was like, whatever, I love something wild and weird. But then halfway through that comic series, it turns into a Guardian story. It all worked out. But anyway, so once I was done reading all of that, I picked up this book, which I've had for a while, and a bottle of rum. And it is just so cool. I'm not even like halfway through the first chapter, and I'm just reading about the origin of rum. So cool, dude. Like sugar canes originally come from Asia, which I thought was interesting. And then it was
Makes
like...
sense because they're kind of like bamboo.
Yeah, and then they were just bred to be sweeter and sweet. Just how it works. You just replant the seeds of the one that you like the most.
Shout out to our banana conversation before.
So I'm just going to touch on the origin of rum as it's told in this book, right? A lot of people say that rum first came about on the British island colony of Barbados, but that's like a little bit disputed because some say like it came from like Spanish islands like Hispaniola or Cuba, where it would have been called aguardiente or burning water. It's possible that it came from Brazil.
We had firewater last week.
Chinese firewater. This is Cuban firewater. Or like the Portuguese colonists in Cuba, where it would have been called kachka, maybe. Sorry, I don't speak Portuguese. Or it was possibly first distilled by the French on one of their Caribbean islands, where it would have been known as tafia.
Taffy.
But rum expert Edward Hamilton has argued that the first commercially produced rum was in the Portuguese or Spanish colonies, probably in Brazil. And then also, but then back in this time, everyone was, really big in tobacco. But in, the Caribbean, they weren't able to really get this tobacco industry going. And, sugar cane became the big product, right? And it was just all of this importing and exporting of sugar. But then it turns out rum wasn't made on, purpose. It was, it's pretty much made out of their industrial waste. The process of making sugar, you end up with all of this molasses. They're saying that rum might have actually been first invented by alchemists who were trying to, create this live forever potion. And so they're saying
it worked.
They're saying that probably happened, but if the alchemists made it, they, didn't write it down and save it. They're saying, they probably made it on accident, but we're not counting that as the origin. But someone figured out there's enough sugar in the molasses to ferment and distill, and then that's how you ended up with rum. Yeah, but rum, or not rum, oh my god, here, let me get back into it because there's actually so much weird stuff. So molasses, it was too heavy and wasn't worth enough to ship commercially across the ocean. This is so weird. Molasses was blended with various nostrums and injected into the urethras of both men and women as a cure for syphilis. So that's the kind of thing they were using molasses for before someone was like, how about we try fermenting this and made rum? No. So I'm glad they came up with rum so that we're not using molasses for that these days.
Jesus.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it's someone's book, so I just don't want to read paragraph after paragraph from it. But this is just so cool, and once I get more fun facts, I'm gonna be dropping rum stuff. But I don't know, every page, I'm like, whoa, it's called Los Barbados, means the bearded ones, and I was like, oh, is it because a bunch of people have beards? But no, it's named after the bearded fig.
That's right up your alley.
Yeah, well, it's just interesting because a lot of people would be like, oh, bearded people grow beards on islands, right? But no, it's a fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this just goes back to my thing, which is if you think about it, it makes very common sense thing. It's just everything in culture, everything about every part of society goes back to agriculture in some way because
fuzzy navel.
Yeah.
Navel orange.
Exactly. It's just everything somehow goes back to plants. And it's just you can't even name an island like the bearded ones or the beards without it being about a plant. But anyway, so I'm going to go through the chapters here. Chapter 1 is Kill Devil, which is rum. Chapter 2 is Grog. And it goes Flip, Medford rum, Planter's Punch, Demon rum, Daiquiri, rum and Coca-Cola, Mai Tai, Mojito. I'm just so mad that we even did a grog episode before I read this because I'm so excited to read this because I just read the little blurb off Wikipedia, you know? Yeah, but when I'm done with this book, I'm going to throw it to you. I recommend anyone remotely interested in alcohol or history, check this book out. It's really well written. I really because history is just the story of how and why things happen, but I mean, that's a very simple way to put it. But I think it's really cool when you can look at history through a very specific perspective or lens, and it's telling history through the world of cocktails. It's a million things happen for a million different reasons, but it's this is how rum specifically shaped so much of the modern world.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing. And I would love if this guy wrote books about the other alcohols
because it's so well written.
Well, yeah, but I mean what's history like with beer?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And this is just going to focus on the parts of the world that were affected by rum, but what about
wine?
Yeah, wine or whiskey, you know what I mean? It's just so cool. Maybe we can get this guy on the show and interview him. That'd be cool.
All right.
I would love that.
Sure.
But anyway, Brandon, Kraken Black Spiced Rum. I closed the tab, so I'm going to have to bring it back up. Hold on.
Black rum is my bad luck rum. A lot of bad things happen when I drink black rum.
What would you... Do you want to get into that first, or do you want me to tell you the differences between them all first?
It's up to you.
Well, I'll go through these four. So this is from illmarts.com. It's Illinois Liquor Marts or something. Hold on. Yeah, Illinois Liquor Marts. Are you familiar?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, so on their website, they have like a little blurb, Rum 101, the 4 different types of rum. And, we support local on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And being an Illinois boy yourself, I thought I'd give them the shout. Oh, we didn't really review the taste test we got. I think it's just sweeter than regular rums, and there's just a little more going on, a little more complex. I don't know. It's a rum, people. You know how it is. All right, so the 4 different kinds of rum. Produced across the Caribbean and Latin America, rum is a versatile spirit distilled from sugar cane or molasses that also has a tremendous historical significance because of its ties to Mader trading routes. Like most spirits, it comes in a variety of different styles, so we did a little research to find out more about the most common types of rum that are available. Do you know the difference between a dark rum and a black rum? What gives spiced rum its name? So, number 1, we have a light rum, which is also known as white or silver, has nearly no color and a light flavor. It is filtered multiple times to remove any impurities and is not aged very long. This is the most common rum to use in a mojito. Gold rum, which is also known as amber rum, this rum has been aged in wooden casks for some period of time, which gives the spirit its signature color and sweeter, richer flavor, which Kraken also has a golden rum that I absolutely went through.
Really?
Their golden rum, I think, dude, just you could pour that over an ice cube, and it's good. But what I did is I poured it over an ice cube, like drank it neat, and then just a squirt of lime, and it was so good.
I think it's odd that I guess they did note that it's different, but they put it in the same category as the white and the silver being different, but the same.
White and silver? From what I understand, those are the same.
Captain Morgan has a white and a silver. 2 different bottles.
Well, it's in the light rum category, so whatever the difference is, it's not enough to say, like, white rum is light and silver is dark,
I think it just falls in the same category. I think it's probably different somehow.
Like a subsection of a subsection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So black rum, which we have here, is also known as dark rum and has been aged the longest of any of these types. The extended times it spends in wooden casks give it a darker color and deep, smoky, sweet flavor, which I would agree with. I don't know about the smoky, but it feels a deeper and sweet flavor. Mm-hmm. The most common brands are Gosling's Black Seal Rum, the iconic spirit in a dark and stormy, and Myers Dark Rum used in many tiki drinks. But Kraken specifically, I remember I just bought it because it was like, looks like a pirate bottle.
Yeah, it's got the loops on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a badass bottle. I really like it. But but I mean, I really like the Kraken bottle. I think I don't know. I feel like the artwork is just cool on it. Okay, and so last but most definitely not least, we have spiced rum. Typically is aged for the same amount of time as black rum, but spices and caramel colorings are added to give it a signature sweet spice taste. A brand you may be familiar with is Captain Morgan, which I do agree that spiced rum is a little spicier than black rum.
Yeah, there's more of a bite to it.
Probably because they actively spice it. On rare occasions, you might see other forms and types of rums on the market, but for the most part, you will find most rums fit into... I'm sorry, I just totally butchered all of that. On rare occasions, you might see other types of rum on the market, but for the most part, what you'll find fit into these 4 categories. Just like tequila and gin drinks, rum cocktail recipes may call for a specific type of rums, so now you are well equipped to know what they mean. For baking and cooking with rum, we recommend choosing rum whose flavor complements the other flavors in your dish.
I think my favorite is white.
I mean, I like black rum a lot, but white...
For mixed drinks.
Yeah, because white you can just use in like everything. Unless it's a drink that relies on the spiced rum taste.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this, I don't think would be very good with a white rum, but it's relying on the taste that come with the dark black rum.
Well, the white still has a good rum taste, but it's not as sharp.
But there's not as much
it's very smooth
backup flavor. You know
You'd probably taste the vermouth more in that.
Yeah. If I was going to do white rum and vermouth, I feel like I'd need a third ingredient, maybe like a squirt of lime or something. I don't know if lime would work.
No.
I don't know if citrus would work with vermouth, actually, so never mind. I don't know. I feel like I would need something else.
Maybe like a fancy bitter.
Yeah, maybe. I definitely wouldn't go 3 shots to 1 with white rum in this.
I'd go
like...
I don't think I would use white rum in this.
Yeah. Anyway.
I like it in like a rum and Coke.
Yeah, but anyway, but speaking of birthdays, Brandon, I am not the biggest birthday guy, birthday parties. You know, it was never really something I did growing up. Well, the only like birthday party I remember is like, I don't even remember so much as I know it happened, but it was like, no, it couldn't have been my 3rd birthday. I must have been like 5 maybe. Because it was at my grandma's house, and it was a Star Wars Episode 1 themed birthday, which came out in 99. So I imagine it was when I turned 5 in 2000, because otherwise like the movie wouldn't have been like out on DVD, or I mean not DVD, but VHS for me to see. And then I haven't really had a whole lot of parties since. Like I've gone out for my birthday, or I've hung out with people on my birthday, but never had like a birthday party. Because even that one when I was 5 was just with my family. Have you ever done any big birthday stuff?
Yeah, we had parties through grade school, and then like junior high you kind of just do like the sleepover with your close friends kind of thing. That's about it. I mean, from then on it was just kind of like hanging out with your buds.
I remember when I was in elementary school, I had this friend named Robert, and I used to go to all his birthday parties every year. And then like the year I didn't get the invite, I was like, wow, it's really over, isn't it? I mean, I still got invited to the parties after we had stopped being like best friends at school. But then the year I didn't get, I was like, end of an era. It really is. It's too bad, you know?
That's exactly how I imagine you sound at like 13 years old.
Oh, yeah.
End of an era.
And,
well,
you know, it's how it goes.
I'll just drink my whiskey and move on.
As Marcus Aurelius says, no, just kidding.
I was always a grown man. Even as a little man baby. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's so funny. So I was out to dinner with a collection of people. A
gaggle, if you will.
A gaggle. Well, no, it was like one person. So someone I know, their sister's fiance graduated college, so they were having like this big thing. But then they're like, Thomas, you want to come? I was like, I'll fucking take you for dinner. You think I give a shit? Because I was hanging out with them like the day it was going on. They're like, yeah, just come on. Like, we all know you. I was like, that's fine with me, dude. And so I'm there, and here's the thing. I've been reading lately a lot, getting smarter. And with becoming smarter, I've gotten so much more pretentious.
I was going to say, I knew where this was going.
And so, and you know, I always have something to say about everything anyway.
I know.
But because I had like just finished meditations, I'm just doing all this shit talking about like, well, as Marcus Aurelius says, or like, you know, in 2nd century Rome. And it was just, I was just talking like so much shit. And then the person I was with, they were just like, you always got something to say, don't you? It's always Marcus this and Ryan Holiday that. I've been reading a lot of philosophy.
You don't quote me at all? What the fuck, dude?
Well, you know, as Brandon says,
Captain Bludschmeer.
As Captain Bludschmeer says, walk the plank. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the same ring to it.
Oh, but it does.
But no, my favorite thing to do is just like anyone will be like, damn, man, traffic is really tough. I'll be like, well, as Ryan Holiday says, the obstacle is the way.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? So I'm always doing that just to purposely to be annoying. And so they were like, you always got something to say about Marcus Aurelius. And so then after that, every time my friend said something, I'd be like, they'd be like, oh, yeah, you know, I love these forks. I was like, well, you know, in 2nd century Rome, for silverware, they did this and that. And
you were hated.
I know.
You were hated.
Well, just by my friend. I didn't, like, yell it to the table. But then at work, I've been reading. And you know what fucking pisses me off? Sorry, Mom. You know what pisses me off? Is old people love talking about how like young people are always on their phone, right? So at work, I bring a book with me and I read on my break. And I always read on my break. I don't like sit and look at my phone. But one day, I was like in the morning, I was like texting, and this guy I work with, he's like, man, you're always on your phone. You're just addicted. I ain't even on my phone a quarter of the time as you. I was like, dude, I read all the time, and you're always scrolling TikTok. Nah, don't you try to change the subject. You're always on that damn phone. I'm like, okay, Mom, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you know when you're young, you're like, I don't feel good, and Grandma's like, it's because you're always on that phone. I don't know. That's just something old people say. And so then that was like a couple days ago, and then today, I was sitting there reading, and he's over there like giggling to himself, scrolling TikTok. And I didn't say anything because that's not what Marcus Aurelius would have wanted. He wants me to just be in my own world. But I was reading this book, and I was just like, yeah. And I wanted to say something so bad to be like, oh, look who's addicted to their phone now. Yeah. But my coworkers, they talk shit in a way I don't like. Because they take like, not like personal jabs, but they kind of like they're a bunch of haters. Yeah. But then as soon as you turn it on them, they get their feelings hurt, and they're like, shut the fuck up. It's like, no, you don't get to talk all this shit, and then as soon as I address it, because it's like, I don't mind a good ribbing, but if it's a back and forth, that's good. But like, don't just like hate on me, and then when I say like, no, I'm not gonna put up with that, they're like, what the?
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, like one time the other day, oh god, that just made me so. You're addicted to that phone because I was texting. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm. There's a difference between like communicating with somebody and fucking scrolling TikTok.
Through your shit, yeah.
Also, you're a married man with 2 kids, and he's over here. Look at this hot piece of ass. Blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, get that out of here. Okay. I mean, you know, you're married, not dead. You can still take a peek, but don't be like. You're addicted to that phone, and then you're watching softcore porn on TikTok.
That's his entire feed is just chicks with their tits out.
That's exactly what it is.
Horrible.
I know, TikTok figures it out. Well, kind of. People say that, but I didn't like my TikTok feed, and then people are like, it's an algorithm. I'll be like, no, I watch like one TikTok, and then like I'll just be like flooded with golf shit. I don't golf. You know what I mean? It would just decide that I like something, and I'm like, I don't like this. But then because it kept showing it to me, it would like see that I'm watching it and then show whatever.
Yeah, scroll past it.
I try. Oh, another reason why I didn't like TikTok is who's that comedian guy? Trevor
Wallace?
Yeah. I don't like him.
I like him.
I don't. And so his podcast would come up all the time.
I listen to it every now and then.
And I would click not interested. And it just kept popping up. Not interested. Kept popping. Not like, oh, but it's an algorithm.
You know, he got in trouble for the White Claw thing.
That was I like that video, but the rest of the stuff.
He coined the term "ain't no laws when you drinking claws."
Yeah, I say that all the time.
They sued him.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's really funny, and I like that video.
So
but other
catchy.
than that, I don't really like love the rest of his. He doesn't like annoy me. His podcast annoyed me.
He's got some good things out there.
Yeah, definitely. I don't like actively dislike him. But I actively dislike his podcast.
I really liked him in the Churdley sketches, where it was like the frat guys.
Oh yeah,
making fun of the frat guys. That's my favorite shit. I could watch those all day long. So fucking funny.
I've been reading a lot and getting really. I mean, I don't know.
It's dangerous.
Danielle already called it out on the podcast. She's like, oh, you just have to know everything. I'm like, yeah, I do.
There you go.
But no, man, read a book every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying.
Once I'm done with this, I think I'm going to read like a finance book. You know what I mean? I've never read one before. Well, just like a easy one.
Ugh.
No, not like to become a finance bro, but just to like know what to do with my money. What, am I going to go on to fucking Reddit Wall Street Bets and get all my financial advice?
You going to be a stay-at-home Bitcoin trader?
No, I missed the fucking window on that.
I think I missed the Pokemon card window. You think it'll come back around?
I mean, I think
I had a couple that were worth something.
Well, there's always going to be a value in it for serious
Nostalgia
traders.
Too.
Because there are people that like genuinely do trading cards. Like, I mean, like even sports cards are worth so much. It's just about being worth the right amount to the right person. But when Logan Paul got into it, that just made everybody hop into it.
Yeah.
But who's that guy he was running around with? The guy that Lex Luthor, that bald guy, crypto junkie,
Andrew Tate,
Crypto King. Did you watch Logan Paul's video on Pokemon?
No.
No. So he was buying cards from this dude who looks like he buffed his head. Like it was so shiny. It was like a mirror.
Yuck.
Chrome polish. But he was like famously known doing like pump and dump schemes with anything. Crypto, trading cards, whatever. He was kind of known for all of that. And I don't want to say scam because I don't want to get sued, but he was very prominent in doing that stuff. Yeah. If you would like to know more about that whole thing, I would actually recommend watching Logan Paul's videos where he talked about getting his Pokemon cards, and then watching, Pay Money Wubby YouTube channel did a really good dissection of all of it. But anyway, it's pretty interesting. But anyway, yeah, he just brought so much attention to that whole thing. But, I mean, I don't know. If you have Pokemon cards, they'll still go for something.
Probably. Thing is,
you're just not going to... There's just a smaller market. You're just not going to be able to sell it to, like, some 12-year-old anymore.
Well, the thing is, like, do I want to sell them? Or is that those nostalgia that I want to hold on to? The
only thing that I'm holding on to, hoping it'll have value, is a couple of jerseys that are like unopened, but they're like potentially limited jerseys. So, I mean, they're not anything I would expect to make like $10,000 from, but any kind of return on investment would be nice. If I don't decide to just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna wear it.
I still have some Beanie Babies.
Oh
Did
my
you
God,
watch that?
talking about missing a window.
Did you watch that documentary on it?
No.
I think it might be on HBO Max though.
Oh, I still have that one.
There's a documentary about the Beanie Baby bubble and like how crazy it's basically interviewing all these moms that were moms in the 90s that bought them all and went through all the mania.
You know what it's they kind of talk about that thing, and they kind of talk about that in this book called The Psychology of Money.
Yeah.
Which is actually, speaking of finance books, that's a really good finance book that I would recommend to everybody, because it's not about like, here's what to do with your money. It's just like understanding why people do what they do with money.
Sure.
Because there's sometimes where I'm like, you fucking idiot. But then it's just like, but then you just have to understand, like, no one is wrong on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, no one just does a dumb thing being like, this is wrong. I mean, I'm sure some people do, but then they wouldn't be, I don't know. But it's just like, there's a reason that people bought into the Beanie Baby. There's a reason everyone bought into crypto and lost all their money. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just so weird. But they explain like how bubbles work, and how like most of the time if you're buying into a bubble, you don't think it's a bubble because you would just think that's just like the new market. But then the people that do know it's a bubble ruin it for everybody. But anyway, but yeah, Beanie Babies, man. I don't know. And that's the thing. Like, for some reason, I understand why like trading cards are worth a lot, like why a Pokemon card, because one, it's like nostalgia.
It also doesn't take up a lot of space.
It doesn't take up a lot of space.
Well,
and,
depending on how many you have, they can, but they don't take up as much as like a Beanie Baby.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, I kind of understand being like, wow, a Ben Roethlisberger signed rookie card. It's like you had to take the gamble that he was going to be the guy, get it signed, hold on to it for 20 years. But like, I mean, but maybe it's also just because I watch and understand sports and Pokemon, stuff like that. But why would a Beanie Baby ever be worth anything? I don't know.
There was so much like scammy shit with that.
Yeah.
You should, I mean, if you still have HBO Max, I recommend you go and watch that because it's an interesting.
I have HBO Max and Disney Plus, which is the only thing I have. But apparently, this is from the Weekly Planet podcast, where they talk movies, comics, and TV shows. They said, and they're like they get all the inside scoops, but
Sure.
like a lot of Hulu stuff might be rolled into Disney Plus, because I guess like Hulu is mainly owned by like Comcast and Disney, but then there's something coming up where one has to just outright buy the other. There's something going on potentially.
I mean, I have the package that has both of them.
Yeah,
on
so
it, so
Hulu
it
might
doesn't bother me.
eventually be forced into Disney Plus.
I'll be honest, I don't really watch Hulu at all.
Me neither. The final
If anything,
season.
Hulu, they may keep Hulu just because of like all of the originals that are on there and stuff. And
There
not
are some great Hulu
label them.
originals I didn't get to, but I like, because this all started
Also,
with
Letterkenny's on Hulu.
Oh, you bitch. But no, but this all started with New Year's. Remember, I said like my New Year's resolution isn't to like change my life. It's just to cut out the unnecessary.
Yeah.
And so I canceled all of my stuff. I kept HBO Max because I was watching The Last of Us or something.
Well, that and then
And then I've just decided to keep it because it's a good
usually,
app.
Like new movies are out on that first.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me clarify. HBO, it's not a good app. Like, it has a lot of good stuff, but the app itself, they act like you're mad at you for using it.
Yeah.
The user interface is terrible. WB can't even decide what they want to name it. It like used to be HBO Go or something, and then it was something else, and then there was like 3 apps, and now it's this, and now it's HBO Max, but now it's just going to be called Max.
Right, yeah. Yeah, now they were going to just call it Max, and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop.
I don't know.
It's HBO Max. Leave it alone. It's
Now,
Disney Plus.
Now with James Gunn in charge of DC, I am planning on keeping HBO Max because I am very interested in seeing everything he does over there.
I like the DC universe better than the Marvel universe, but I don't like the way they've gone about making the movies.
Oh, you mean like the heroes in the comics and all that? Okay, I was
Yes.
like, what DC universe? There's like fucking nothing.
I like the heroes and villains. I don't like the way they've kind of gone about doing some of these movies.
Well,
to try to create the universe.
Yeah, well, James Gunn came out with a video, and he said what they're doing for the first... They're not calling it phases like Marvel. It's like the first chapter. It's called Gods and Monsters. But he described like the
Sounds
things
like
that
Superman.
Yeah, so Superman. But they're
Hate
also
him.
doing... Oh,
Overrated. Piece of shit. Horrible character. Continue.
says someone that doesn't read the comics. No, I'm just kidding.
Doesn't matter. I'm a Batman guy, so fuck Superman.
See, I fucking hate Batman.
Good. I bet you would be like like a Flash guy or like a Green Lantern or something.
I fucking love Green Lantern.
Exactly.
Also, where's Batman live?
Your mom's house.
No, where
in the basement.
Tell me, where does he live?
Gotham City.
Where's that?
Across the street from.
No. Where's Gotham?
New York. I don't know.
Fucking New Jersey. He's a goddamn poser. I hate New Jersey because people in New Jersey say it's pretty much New York. That's fucking Gotham.
So, I know in one of the movies they made like. Where's Superman from? What's that bullshit place?
So he's from Smallville, Kansas.
No.
But when he's an adult, he lives in Metropolis, which is in Delaware.
In one of the movies, Metropolis is like across the bay from.
Yeah. So there's Delaware and New Jersey are right next to each other. They're just right across from the river. So that's actually correct. See,
They would be
right there. But when I was younger, I thought Metropolis was still in Kansas.
How come Superman never went over to Gotham City to like clean it up?
Why doesn't Batman go to Metropolis? I don't know. It's just because sometimes you don't need.
Because Superman's over there cleaning up the clean city.
Yeah. Well, I don't. You just gotta have to. Oh, the Flash lives in Central City.
Did you know
which is in Missouri sometimes?
Did you know there's a Metropolis, Illinois?
No.
It's like the most southern point of Illinois, and there's like a Superman museum there.
What's interesting is Metro means city and Polis means city, so it means city. But
they call it New York. So what do you want?
That's very true. No, but
so fuck Superman.
When I was a kid, I thought Metropolis was in Kansas, and then Gotham was in New York, and I'm like, how are they on the other side of the river from each other? I didn't know that he grew up and moved to Delaware.
You know what like good secondary character I really liked? Nightwing.
I like Nightwing a lot. Nightwing. You have to give a little bit of credit to Superman because Nightwing was like a local legend hero on Krypton. That's where he got the name. Let me have a little sip.
I thought he was Robin.
No, Robin was like, I'm going to be my own hero. And then Superman was like, have I ever told you about the legend of the Nightwing?
Oh, it's a cool name.
Yeah.
Cool suit.
Yeah, no, but I love Green Lantern. My favorite is the Brightest Day, Darkest Night storyline because then you go into the Blue Lanterns who are like this, they're this cool like, they're not like a religion, but they're kind of
homosexual.
No, but they're like religious. Like they're like it's not a religion, but they act very like above it all and spiritual and kind of but like they're like the good guys and they don't like have followers, but they're just very like it is the will of God kind of thing without saying God. You know what I mean?
It's the will of the Lantern.
Yeah, exactly. And I really like them. And Hope, the blue ring, is the strongest ring, but it's like it's like the most powerful. But if you're like a Green Lantern, you have the green ring, and then you put on a blue ring, you're like the most powerful being ever because like
you have a teal ring.
No, but because it's like Hope is really powerful, but like Hope without will is nothing, and green is the will ring. So if you have both, you're just like brah, which Hal Jordan does, and that's what I loved about the Brightest Day storyline. Is Hal Jordan throughout the story like he like puts on every ring and does something, so you get to see like what they all do. But
is he the black Green
no, that's
Lantern?
John Stewart. Hal Jordan is the he was a pilot. But
that was my favorite one. Was the Justice League Green Lantern?
Mm-hmm. Well, and in and with the Gods and Monsters storyline thing, they are going to do a. You ever watch that show, True Detective?
Mm-mm.
It was really good. It had Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, both fantastic actors.
Yes,
but and there were boobs in that show.
I like boobs.
Yeah, me too, brother. And so does my nephew. He's like 2 now, but if you're like a girl, ask Danielle, she saw him.
Oh, we
but
heard.
If you're like pick him up, and if you're a girl, he's like, give me them. He like tries to pull down your shirt. But anyway, it's gonna be this like true detective crime space cop story, which I am very excited for. I love all that shit.
Bop.
Yeah. But I mean, when I was a kid, I really liked Batman. But I don't know. I don't care. And they're like, oh, if you give him enough time to prepare, he can figure anything out. He's the world's greatest detective, and he's fucking jacked. Oh, and he's a billionaire. And I'm like, how the hell in a fictional universe is Superman more realistic than Batman to me? Like, he's just like, oh, he's just fucking mastered every possible fucking thing. Oh, he has this and that. I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I
Well,
like the
you think
Batman
about
villains.
it. You think about it. He wanted to, blaze his own path.
No, yeah, no, I get it. Like, I
So
understand.
He acquired those skills.
Yeah,
And then he came back to his money, and he is also jacked because he.
No, yeah, I mean, I get it, but I don't like it.
He wasn't
then,
given superpowers.
Yeah, that's fine.
He didn't have a freak accident.
Yeah, well, and then like I used to love the Joker.
Love the Joker.
But then it's just he's everywhere. You know what I mean? It's not even like now.
They made him too mainstream. Is that what you're saying?
I think he's too mainstream because it's like, I don't know. Like I like a villain that when he pops up, you're like, fuck.
I like.
But now he's just it's always the Joker.
I like the Arkham Asylum games Joker. That's probably my favorite Joker.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of which, the voice of that Batman, Kevin Conroy, he passed away. I think I might have said it on the podcast when it happened, but he's like the one from the animated series, the Arkham games.
Yeah.
Pretty much any time Mark Hamill was the Joker, Kevin Conroy was Batman.
Yeah.
So he is like, when you hear Batman in your head, it's Kevin Conroy.
Probably from Batman Begins as well.
That was
Batman
Christian
Beyond,
Bale.
sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was the same guy.
Yeah, because he was like old Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and the cartoon, the Batman cartoon.
Batman cartoon was good.
No, I think that is some of the best superhero media ever made.
Batman Beyond was good.
Batman Beyond was really good. Terry McGinnis, I believe.
There's some good Batman movies out there too, animated movies.
Yeah, no, and all of that is good, but like I don't love the Batman
Superman.
comics. In Superman comic, I was never the biggest Superman fan, but he had some good stories out there.
Superman's just annoying.
All right. Damn. When I was a kid, I really liked The Flash, but now I'm like, no, whatever. I don't know. See, I don't think I just like the super speed power anymore because they're all the same to me. They're all like, I'm moving fast and everything else is moving slow. I gotta do the thing and come on guys, I gotta eat a pizza because I'm burning so many calories.
And if I go fast enough around the world, I can turn back time.
Yeah.
Just like Superman.
And the Flash entering the Speed Force. But I would love, you know what, DC, you can have this one for free if you hire me to play the Flash. I would love a Flash that is like late to everything because they'd be like, come on, man. He's like, nah, I got plenty of time. You know what I mean? But then a Flash that thinks he's so fast he can go back in time, and then he's like, oh shit, it's 7:02? Oh, I thought I could reverse time, but I just ran the wrong way for an hour. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
God.
But I feel like it'd be funny. He's like, I'm just going to take a quick nap and then, like, just sleep all day. Be like, I got plenty of time. I'll be there in, like, 2 seconds. And
I can get anywhere, anytime I want.
Yeah.
I chose to be late.
Yeah. I just feel like that'd be, like, a fun way to spin it. You know what I mean?
That almost sounds like an episode to me. Or just like a running gag, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, it'd be like if Superman could, like, just save everyone. He's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I did this yesterday.
Right.
Because it's just like, I don't know, even if I had super speed, I'd just be like, can I just play Xbox like all day and then save the day when I feel like it?
Right.
I feel like that'd be funny. You know?
I think it would get old.
Well, yeah, that's why you don't give him his own movie. But he would be like, it would be like, oh my God, we desperately need the Flash. And then it would like cut to him. It'd be like, the nuclear bomb is dropping. He sees it out the window.
Shit.
I got time. Oh shit! Like, and then as it's about to hit, he goes like he's always barely saving the day.
Yeah.
Like it'd be good for every once in a while. But or like maybe the bomb does go off, so he has to go out there and like individually move everyone 50 to 100 miles away because he waited too long.
I wonder what they're gonna do since that actor got in trouble.
I mean, they're putting the movie out, but they put too much. The movie.
Yeah, they put the movie out, but the movie was already made.
Yeah, like the movie is too integral to what they are doing to not make.
Yeah, you can't fault them for doing that. It's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
I wonder what they're doing going forward.
Apparently, the movie is fucking badass, though. I mean, the CGI looks a little rough, but
This is the Flash movie, right?
Yeah. Which I am going to see, and I'm very excited for because I want to see Michael Keaton again, and the girl playing Supergirl. Granted, it's just what other people have said, but I've just read that she does an amazing job.
I saw you were gonna say she's super hot.
No, I mean she's cute, but not something like, oh hell yeah. I saw the video of them telling her she got the part, and she seemed like so excited. I'm like, she's gonna give this role her all, you know.
That's the kind of person you want in that role.
Yeah, but I mean, I think just after this, they're just gonna ignore the Flash existing and just, Ezra Miller out acting a fool.
You can't have the Justice League without the Flash, though.
I don't think they're doing the Justice League for a long time.
That's so upsetting.
Because it's a new Superman, a new Batman.
Oh.
Which that's
what
the
Batman are they doing?
I have no idea.
They haven't announced yet?
No. So they're doing a movie called Superman Legacy, but I don't even know what comic storyline it's pulling from. They might have announced it, but I don't know. But I imagine they're going younger, so maybe a 20-something-year-old, maybe, young Superman.
Well, I'll just prepare to be pissed off at who they pick for Batman, because I don't think they're ever going to...
Did you like the Robert Pattinson's Batman? I mean, I like it isolated. I don't think he would be good in the new universe they're doing, from what I understand about the heroes they're picking.
The movie by itself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I like it that way.
I don't see it being a trilogy. I don't see it... They're
making a second one.
I know they are, but, I didn't really care for the Joker that they picked. I
agree. I think it would have been more interesting if they went with someone a little more obscure. I don't know. I want and this is what I think James Gunn does really well, and that's what I'm excited for with his stuff, is he's good at those D-list characters. Like, he's making a Booster Gold movie, you know what I mean? Like, bring me someone that people think are lame, or like, who the hell is that?
Well, I thought Pattinson was lame, too. But...
Well, no, I mean like a character.
Oh.
Like, oh, they're bringing the Joker in. We've seen the Joker how many times? Like, bring a weird villain in.
Bring back Mr. Freeze.
That would be really good. But I don't know if you could do that in that universe. You know what I mean? But maybe. I mean, anything can be good. It just needs to be the right writer. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, I was definitely a DC fan. But lately, I've been getting more into Marvel with my comics. Oh, I've also been reading the last Ronin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles storyline. Which I put on my reel that you reacted to.
I saw that,
yeah. Yeah. It's really good. It's about one turtle. So it's in the future, and there were the four... I guess we're just talking about comic books now. There's the four Ninja Turtles, but then it's like the future where Splinter and three of the four Ninja Turtles are dead. And it's just one of them left. I'm not going to spoil who it is. But it's one of them left, and he's mastered like all the other ones, and it's just
course,
like,
yeah,
but then he like hears his dead brothers like talking to him, and he's like, I know I have to kill this guy. Don't you think I'm filled with enough shame and blah blah blah, and like some of the April O'Neil is there, but she has like a robot arm, and like, you know what I mean? It's a really cool dystopian thing, and like with the new Ninja Turtle movie coming out, that's what inspired me to read it. But I'm reading this, I'm like, I would love to see a movie of this.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good dark Ninja Turtle movie, as opposed to being the trying to be funny live action Ninja Turtle. Yeah,
it was just so good, and that's what's interesting is about the Ninja Turtles is like. The comics are, I mean, the shows, or the movies were pretty silly, like the one from the 90s, and then like the newer CGI ones, I didn't love, but they were whatever. Like, they were for kids, not for me. But the comics have always had, and some of the animated shows actually had some cool darkness to them, but the comics have told some really amazing dark storylines.
Sure.
And that is what I wish they would translate.
Yeah, I mean, it would just take them going to an R rating, probably.
Yeah. Well, and even with Batman, the animated series, it was like for kids, but they were still able to tell some serious dark storylines. So it's like, it's possible to tell that kind of dark storyline for younger audiences without it being like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with Guardians 3, it's PG-13, but it told an emotional story, which they pushed the PG-13, I'm not going to lie. But it's just like...
You know what PG-13 used to be, though?
Yeah.
Titties, and you could say the F word once.
You can still say it now. There is an F word in Guardians 3.
Woo! Let's go.
And it's in the funniest way.
Perfect.
It is like when I read there was like the first F word in Marvel, I was all hyped for it. But then what happened, I'm like, that was it?
Wow.
Oh, that's so... No, I'm like, that's so much better than it being like... I'm gonna effing kill you. It's like something where you're like,
yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It's something.
Well, that would have been funny if Star-Lord was like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
But it's something. I'm not gonna lie. It's almost like relatable how he says it. You're like, I would have said it there too, buddy.
Yeah. Okay.
It was really good. You got to see the movie, man.
I know,
Because I
I
want to
need
hear
to.
your opinion on it. But
I don't know
Anyway.
if I'll see it before it comes out on Disney.
I was about to say, like, you don't know if you're going to see it. Jerk.
I know.
I'm going to see Ant-Man when it comes to Disney because I didn't see it in theaters.
I want to say, what's today?
Wednesday, May 17th, my birthday.
It might be today.
Ant-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe.
I want to say it's the 17th. So
My problem with this whole Ant-Man thing is what makes Ant-Man great
I hate Ant-Man.
is, I mean, the comics.
Paul Rudd is funny.
Yeah, but I mean,
Ant-Man
like, what I
is
liked
not.
about Ant-Man is he's like, it's almost more like, oh, it's a funny heist. I don't need him going to the small world. Because the thing about, is that today?
It's on there.
I don't see it.
New added.
It's
Quantum
swiping.
Mania.
Oh, shit, right there.
Yeah.
All right, I'll watch it later. But like with Ant-Man, I
I
don't
might
know if
watch
I
it
need
later.
to see all this small man going
Let's
whatever.
watch it later.
Yeah. Oh, well, I have plans tonight. It is my birthday.
I have plans too.
We can hang out later and watch it.
No,
But I have to, believe it or not, there are people that want to hang out with me on my birthday.
Yeah, me, asshole.
Oh, sorry. You didn't even know it was my birthday.
Yes, I did. I was just faking you out.
Right. But no, I mean, if you're free, when you get back from your other thing, we can watch it. But anyway, I don't know if I need Ant-Man going to the we're going to the quantum realm where we're doing the thing, and then there's a million Ant-Mans and a million people, and then also Kang the Conqueror, the bad guy. Did you hear he's like on all this trouble?
The actor?
Yeah, he's like, so apparently he got like in this fight with his girlfriend, right? And then the girl was like, oh, he was like abusing me, but then she came back and was like, no, he wasn't abusing me. We just got into this fight, and not that fighting is okay, but I kind of started it, but that's not an excuse for a dude to be wild. But then also, just because you're a guy doesn't mean that you can't be in self-defense of it. I don't know the whole situation, so don't trash me in the comments. Not that anyone ever comments. So it's this whole complicated situation between him and this girlfriend, but then apparently his exes are coming out and being like, yeah, this guy's a dickhead and isn't, is fucking slapping us around or whatever. And I'm like, yikes. But he's a really good actor. And I'm like, not that excuse
I don't know
it.
him from anything.
He was in the movie Devotion, which was really
Nope,
good, based
never
on a true
seen it.
story. He was in HBO Max's Lovecraft Country.
Never seen him.
Jonathan Majors in Creed 3, which I haven't seen.
Oh, I haven't seen that
But
yet
and
either.
he's a really good actor, and I'm not going to say that excuses his behavior, and he should still be able to do whatever. But it's just like, but you're halfway down this multiverse storyline, which one, it kind of feels like people are already sick of, because I don't know if Marvel is handling it right.
Right.
Spider-Man No Way Home was good, but now it's just, I don't know. Like, Spider-Man No Way Home was good because we cared about those characters and we grew up with them. But now it's like, oh, there's different Doctor Stranges and they all look the same. It's just Doctor Strange with a ponytail. And then in the Quantumania, he's like, oh, I'm King the Conqueror and I already killed Captain America. And like, what are the stakes? Because if you kill one Kang, there's another one because he was in Loki. And
well, and then, you kept going and I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
But if you want to know what I think they should do with King the Conqueror...
Oh, the new animated Spider-Man.
Which Charlie Cox is voicing Daredevil for that.
Like saving the Spider-Verse or some shit.
Oh, yeah. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which I am so excited for. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is genuinely I think it's one of the best.
It's pretty good.
It might be my favorite Spider-Man movie, actually. Spider-Man
Really?
2 is really good with Tobey, but Into the Spider-Verse, it's like it hits all those emotional beats, and it's not the same, but it's just kind of like... They almost had Tobey Maguire voice that Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just kind of said to be like, pretend that's the Spider-Man we grew up with. Like, that's how we're supposed to relate to him.
Yeah.
Because he, like, did all the things. He's like, oh, I did this, and I did that, and I did the dance, and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Into the Spider-Verse is so good because, like, I love Spider-Pig. Spider-Man Noir is great with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage is, like, a good actor. He just does these weird roles.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no.
I still need to see that movie.
Oh, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent,
Yeah.
which is also the name of my sex tape.
I really like...
That is a joke I made when I visited in April, and I thought it was so funny.
I grew to like... what's his name? Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
He's really good in that movie too. I didn't, I watched The Last of Us and I liked it while it was happening. But looking back, don't hate me. Looking back, I don't think it's as good.
As the game?
Just as good as people act like.
Oh. No, I mean, it was good for the moment.
Yeah, but I have no motivation to rewatch it.
Oh, me neither. Shoot me if you want. No, don't shoot me.
Oh, I'm like, what?
Ostracize me if you want, but Walking Dead was better.
I don't know, because now looking back on Walking Dead, I feel like it was just so mishandled. Because I don't know if you remember these
Yeah, it was
days.
mishandled, but like...
What I hated about...
At its peak, it was like
if they had told the
amazing.
story correctly, but I was watching this video about it, and they called it boomerang storytelling.
Yeah, they kept coming back to the same idea.
Yeah, well, so it's like they would tell, like, they're like, okay, this is what happens to Brandon one episode, and you're like, oh shit, I can't wait to see what happens next week. But then they're like, oh, and actually now we're talking about Thomas, now we're talking about Danielle, now it's about Tina's, and now it's about Brandon. So it's like you're throwing out a boomerang, and you have to see all, and you're just waiting for it to come back to the thing you care about, but it goes through everything else. But why not just tell 20 minutes
One
of
arc.
each person, and then just tell it over the story?
This
and
happens.
I remember that because
Don't call me a weeb.
Oh,
this
okay.
happens in anime too.
Yeah.
That's why you look up what the filler episodes are
Yeah.
and you cut out the filler.
Yeah,
And
which
the
is
story is so much better.
But in The Walking Dead, Rick was the only character I cared about.
Yeah.
Because the comic was really good, but in the show, I only cared about Rick. I hated Carl. Controversial. When Carl died, I was like, fucking finally.
That's when I stopped watching.
Oh, that's when I started watching more.
Oh my god.
I hated Carl. I also think
Carl was a bitch, but
I think that kid was also just a bad actor. But I don't know. And they just mishandled it. Like, the show, they were aging faster than the show was going on. And I know they were supposed to be all, like, dirty and dingy.
Yeah.
But this Carl kid is supposed to be, like, really, really young. But he's walking around with this little ginger stubble poking out, and his hair is way too long. I'm like, please make him look the age he's supposed to be.
Right.
Please.
Yeah.
But Rick is... Because Andrew Lincoln's a really good actor.
Super good.
And so... Oh, gosh, whatever.
Carl. What happened? Carl. No.
Yeah. But then Negan is when I stopped watching, because in the comics, I was like, this is one bad mother.
Yeah.
But then when he got on the show, I was like, this guy is insufferable.
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, he's the villain you love to hate. No, I just hate him.
He's just
I don't
annoying.
like him. He's annoying.
Yeah.
And he's almost like a meme. Like it's
Good actor.
Yeah,
but
it's like
horrible
he should
character.
be in a different show.
Yeah.
And the same thing is like another perfect example is, you ever play Borderlands 2?
No.
Oh, well, there's this villain, Handsome Jack. And everyone's like, oh my God, he's the best villain. I'm like, no, I just hate him. They're like, yeah, because you love to hate him. No, I mute the TV when he would talk. Like, people, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm a dickhead and I love being a contrarian. But when people, I don't want to go against the grain, but I do, almost always. But, like, I hate when I don't like something that other people do like, because then it's just like, I wish I could have fun with you guys, but it's annoying, and I wish it would stop. But then I'm like, are you guys all just, like, sheep and dumb, and you just fall for the low-effort comedy? It's like
Laughing at the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, and it's like the same thing with, I think, Handsome Jack. He's like Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my god.
It's just like, oh, he's so funny. He does this. Like, the lines he says is something that, like, Ryan Reynolds would say.
Oh my
and I'm like,
God.
I just don't care. I would rather fight a giant tentacle monster from the first game than this guy. And then, if you're going to be, like, funny and silly the entire game, and then at the end, when I'm going to fight you and I have to take you seriously as a villain, and then you're just like, I'm going to kill you. First of all, no, you're not, because I know that I'm going to kill you. And two, you've been this like, oh, I'm slipping on a banana peel. What are you doing? What? Get out of here, kiddo. Yeah, whatever he does. You're not suddenly menacing just because it's the end of the game. You need to be a terrifying presence the entire time so that when I see you, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know if I'm up to the task. I don't know.
Sorry to go.
I'm going to write my own
comics and
thing.
things.
You know what? I have like my own ideas for like TV shows, movies, and whatever. I'm actually going to write something, and it's going to be good.
Okay.
It might not come out for a long time, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now. I put it out there.
Well, all the shit you've been talking, you better make it good.
It's going to be fucking amazing.
Sorry to
I
go
actu-
into comics for the pirate episode.
Yeah,
but
so if anyone's interested in comic books, tune in to the pirate episode. Anyway, you know what? I actually have another thing because I've been talking so much shit. There's something I need to address next week because we're running out of time today. Wow, today really went off the rails. I had other pirate stuff I was going to talk about, but that'll be for the next Rum episode, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Captain Mitch Bloodsmear, where can they find you?
At Brandon Churchill on YouTube, Brandon_Churchill_95 on Instagram, Brandon Churchill the U in Churchill on Twitter.
All right, and
Find me on the seas.
And as for me, Jelly Likes Jimbo, you can find me at Instagram at Capt Cool Kid. That is CAPT Cool Kid, as well as Bad Boy of Botany. I took a picture of a frog today, so look out for that. I'm gonna get back to posting.
Oh, we're on my ship, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, the ambiance. We're on the Hope.
The Hope.
Riding
the Hope.
Riding the Hope. So Bad Boy of Botany. As for the show, you can find us on Instagram at Gin and Thomas Podcast, on YouTube and Twitter at Gin and Thomas Pod. And then you can also email us at ginandthomaspod@gmail.com. I have been asking for questions weekly. I don't have any questions this week. It was a little bit of a scheduling today. I mean, last week we had a bit of a doubleheader. That's because the scheduling got away from me, and then now Brandon's been not feeling great. So it's been a rough couple of weeks getting the show together. So, but in general, keep a lookout for us taking questions. You can always tweet at us. You can email us, and I've actually gotten some emails. People actually listened to the last episode. They've emailed me some drink suggestions.
Okay.
So email or DM us questions or respond to the stories with questions. Just find a way to contact us. We'll take a look at it. And don't forget to rate the show 5 stars if you don't mind. Even if you don't like us, just rate us 5 stars and tell us what we could do better. But I don't know. I think that's it for the shout-outs of the Soch Meds. Anyway, everybody, you know how we close it out here. So, like I always say, don't drink alone. Share a drink with us. This is the show where we share a drink with friends. And Captain Mitch, I'm proud to admit you're a friend of mine. I don't know if I'm a friend of yours.
You're a dock hand that I let on this boat, and we had a drink so you wouldn't search my ship.
Yeah. Anyway, everybody, don't... Sorry, that was just really funny to me. I don't know why.
It's the 3 shots of rum
it's
you
the 3 shots of rum. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and con a boat. Don't drink and
scoot.
Don't drink and scoot, but don't drink and something. But don't drink and walk the plank. Everybody
Con a boat. We already said it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. It's the 3 shots of rum. We're pirates today, but anyway, everybody. Be safe, be kind, and good night.
Yo ho.